Hello, everyone. Welcome to Phoenix Rising, your information source for the injured worker movement. So, on this article, I would like to talk about this article from the Disability News Service. This was released on March 23rd, 2023. So, a high-profile network of disabled researchers are to return after a 6-year pause to produce a report on a white paper that contains nonsensical government plans to scrap the work compatibility assessment. So, a key researcher from the Spartacus network told the Disability News Service this week that work had already started on a new report. So Spartacus produced a string of influential reports on disability and social security between 2011 and 2017, all researched and written by a loose network of disabled and chronically ill people. Now, Spartacus researchers are set to produce an essential report on the flaws within the government's new plans and how to fix it. So, Caroline Richardson, she's been involved with Spartacus since 2011 and said that the government plans to scrap the work capability assessment, and it's threatened to have a big impact on sick and disabled people. She also states, from our point of view, it is essential because then we will know we have done something of importance with the community, for the community, to protect the community, and to protect people going forward who are going to become sick and become victims of the system. Under the government's plans, sick and disabled people who cannot work will only be able to qualify for a new health element of universal credit if they also receive the extra costs, benefits, personal independence payment, or disability living allowance. So the Department for Work and Pensions confirmed to DNS this week that the government would not be introducing any legislation to scrap the WCA until after the next election, which is normally the case. Richardson stated that the Transforming Support white paper had caused massive concern because basically they were getting rid of the long-term sickness benefits for every person in the country. So a lot of people are not going to be getting the PIP. The question remains, what's going to happen to them? She pointed out that to qualify for PIP, a claimant other than those who are terminally ill has to have had their impairment or health condition for at least 3 months, and it has been predicted to last at least another 9 months. Richardson stated that this could cause serious problems for people with disability, or if they run out of their statutory sick pay, which is only basically 28 weeks. So how many doctors are now going to say long COVID will last another 9 months? The medical community doesn't know. The medical community is all over the place regarding the outcomes of long COVID. She said similar problems would be faced by sick and disabled people with many other impairments or conditions. The main question is, are they going to abandon the stringency of the criteria of the PIP in order to allow more people to claim the health element? She said that the government's plan was nonsensical. Last week, disabled activists described the government's reform as heartless. It defies logic. It poses a significant risk to the sick and disabled people who cannot work. And I need to really put the emphasis on the people who cannot work. We all want to work. You know, there isn't a day goes by that we wish that we could just put on our work clothes and go back to work. I wish I could. So, you know, some things really need to be addressed. There's no accommodations here. It's a complete disregard for ill and disabled people. We don't ask for any of this. So the WCA has been blamed for countless deaths and years of harm caused claimants since its introduction in 2008. So the decision to scrap it basically means that disabled people who were previously assessed and because they're not able to carry out any of the work-related activities in the future, gonna have to rely on the judgment of job center work coaches to basically determine what, if there's any work-related activities that an individual can participate in. So basically, ill, injured or not, the end goal for the government is to return to work, regardless if the doctor says no or not. And that is a huge no-no. It goes against our human rights. We need to go back to our constitutional human rights. The government is not above that. So this basically raises the prospects of claimants with significant impairments or long-term health problems facing strict conditions imposed by work coaches with no health-related qualifications, including potential benefit sanctions if they're unable to meet those conditions. Richardson stated that she was terrified by the prospect of job center work coaches deciding whether a person was able to carry out work-related activities or basically looking for a job. So the first Spartacus report was published in late 2011 and responded to the coalition government's consultation on the introduction of PIP to replace working age disability living allowance. Another report published a year later found disabled people were experiencing humiliating and inappropriate treatment because of falling through the cracks within the WCA system. And then the most recent Spartacus report was published 6 years ago and basically responded to the government's work, health, and disability green paper. The 237-page report accused ministers of creating a smokescreen to disguise their intentions to cut support and force sick and disabled people into inappropriate work. It's this isn't easy by any means. It's wonderful that there's the Spartacus reports. I'm very much looking forward to the next report and see what they've been working on. So once that comes out, I'll be sharing it onto my channel and the Twitter. So please follow, like, and subscribe. We need to really raise awareness. It might not be affecting you today, but what if it affects you tomorrow? Please keep that in mind because at the end of the day, this affects us all. So up until next time, I wish you all a lovely day. See you on the next one. Bye.